With every action there are consequences to your action, so you have to think about what you're doing.
There's a hole in the sky and no trees to catch the light. It's reaching into a hole in our lives. There is sea level rise. We can't keep out the tides. We're living our lives to ride this endless fight. Why don't you care about what you're putting out there? You can't turn it around without turning your head. I don't know why you can't go away. I just can't if you don't care about it, 'cause I have many friends who do.
And I am actually going to start today's talk about an issue that's happened in the local town with a quarry DA.
Really understand how change takes place. It takes place in council, and there's 6 councillors.
But I was getting advice from Greens in Sydney that the process that the council had gone through was incorrect and that our original decision stood. And I battled with council for probably a month on this issue and was fighting all the way up until the last day on the Wednesday. And they brought a lawyer in from Sydney. And in the end, I sat down in a meeting and said to him, I think I've arrived at a gunfight with a knife.
Okay.
Because
We know Dominic King. He's my local hero. We have our Mayor Mark Troy. We got Gary Carter, Desmond Harrison, Stephen Clipp and Gord Manning, and our Deputy Mayor is David Scott.
And so what ended up happening was the rescission motion got heard and it got voted 6-1, with me being the only one that said I didn't think it was a good idea. And what that's denied us...
You too can belong. Everybody claps and high fives, drives the stock market wild. Think big, grow rich. Here's the secret. Oops, computer glitch. So I dream. I'm always dreaming the nightmare of our demise. Charlatans multiplying everywhere you turn, from the pulpit to the market. Their rituals put us in a trance. Why reinvent the wheel? They could.
Is our community going to accept that we're going to have 200 trucks plus, because we found out that there is no regulation? The Roads and Maritime Authority have no limit on the number of heavy vehicles coming down that hill.
And what that's denied us to do is, because there was always a threat, is we're going to take it to Land Environment Court. And that was all the way through it, and that spooked to quite a few of the councillors. But I thought, well, let them take us there. Let them take us there, because what that would allow us to do, number one, is that we'll get an opportunity to get some independent, expert advice on the safety of that road, the impact of trucks coming through our town on the people, and also on our tourism industry.
This is about safety for all on that treacherous mountain road, and our regulators, they have a moral imperative to tell us what is the safe number of trucks coming down that mountain. So I hope you'll all join me in the near future and support Dominic King to ask those questions of the Roads and Maritime Authority, because we cannot leave this issue the way it is.
But we need to make sure that we've got people on council who are willing to stand up and say, well, okay, this sounds like we're going to get beat, but hey, I'm going to have a crack at it, and I'm going to see what we can do, and I'm going to make sure that we can try and get a better deal for the people of Bellingen, because we're going to be reminded every day of when those trucks come rolling down about this decision, and make sure that we let people know that we're not happy with it.
consequences are placed by your bed like a nightmare. Simple answers are harder to find. You're running out of time. Consequences are placed by your bed like a nightmare. Simple answers harder to find.
In early 2014, Transition Bellingen have offered their support for something along the lines of a local foods promotions board, which is going to work on the promotion, education and the development of local food in our region.
And we will save our seed, and we will eat green food, and we will be the first green town in Australia, and we're going to help other towns do the same thing.
We all know how wonderful Bellingen is, what a great community it's got, that we need to spread this community to all the mid-north coast, the north coast, the central coast, and you're the ones who are going to do it.
So thank you everybody for coming down. It's such a beautiful day here in Bellingen. So great to see so many faces putting their time and effort and energies into struggling against or putting our words against such a domineering corporation like Monsanto.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everybody. No Monsanto.
It's important for me to mention this because it has a lot of relevance to the power of Monsanto and the power of big corporations and big business to actually have the capacity and the willingness to fight everything that we try to put up and deny us the right to have a say in how we want our communities to run. So just a little bit of a fill-in on what happened with the quarries. There's a quarry at the top of the escarpment here, EMS quarries, that put in a DA to increase their extraction rates, to double their extraction rates of material that they bring out of the quarry. They're currently only using a third of their original DA. And one of my big arguments was, well, you're already going to get 2/3 increase without this, but that wasn't enough. They wanted 5 times the increase of what they're getting. And what that means for us as a community is that we are going to have trucks coming down that mountain. Every 7 minutes is going to be either coming down or going up. And with a dog trailer. And there's another quarry further on. There's also got a DA from the Clarence Council, so they might be coming as well.
Transnational tobacco, pharmaceutical and media corporations, if this agreement is signed, will grant themselves the power to sue governments for passing laws that they don't like. So when you look at the plain paper packaging, then they can be sued now because that corporation, if this agreement is signed by the Abbott government, that's what we would have. And the draft copy to the secret agreement have been provided to corporate lobbyists, but not to ordinary citizens. So again, it's an example of massive corporate overreach, and we would do well to join people in other countries who are objecting to this agreement. TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, look out for it. Be ready, because we have to take action against this one, because it's not just Monsanto, as other people have said, it's these big corporations and greed want to rule the world, not while we're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you.